the first day of President Trump's D.C. police takeover, yielding nearly 24 arrests, and that includes suspects wanted for murder and gun crimes. Meanwhile, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, she is somewhat blasting the crackdown. She calls the deployment of National Guard troops unsettling and disturbing.
Also, Dana, the mayor and other Democrats pointing to numbers that show D.C. crime at a 30-year low. But top D.C. prosecutor Jeanine Pirro, fresh on the job, less concerned with stats, she says, and more concerned about the victims.
Thanks.
Martin issued a press release hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of April. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down. No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight. Thank you.
So we will talk with Jeanine Pirro in a matter of minutes here, and we'll get the lowdown on what's happening thus far. Do not miss that. First, though, our coverage begins today. David Spunt is live in Washington. And, David, let's begin there with you. Good morning.
Bill, good morning. 28 days left of DOJ control over the D.C. Police Department unless Congress steps in and extends it. But both the House and the Senate have to agree. Now, National Guard troops took to their posts last night, patrolling the streets and neighborhoods of the nation's capital. No major incidents that we are aware of overnight. Things seem to go smooth, and that watch continued through the night. We also joined Attorney General Pam Bondi exclusively as she met with federal agents from the FBI, the ATF, Park Police, National Guard, and officers from the Metropolitan Police Department. Joining her, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro for District of Columbia, Police Chief Pam Smith, and the heads of the ATF and U.S. Marshals.
We know when you leave your homes every day, your spouses, your families, there's no ordinary day in what you do. And thank God for all of you and for what you're doing for D.C., for our country and our world by keeping us safe. We're here for you. We're here for you 24/7.
Yesterday, Bondi FBI Director Kash Patel and others met with D.C.'s Mayor Bowser and the city's police chief to discuss a transition plan that gives DOJ temporary control over the department.
I think it's something that is doable. We know that we have to get illegal guns off of our street.
Mayor Bowser not a fan of using the National Guard. Her response, though, has been somewhat measured over the past few days. She held a virtual town hall last night and upped the ante a little bit with her rhetoric. Watch.
We don't live in a dirty city. We are not 700,000 scumbags and punks. We don't have neighborhoods that should be bulldozed.
More so than other critics of the move who insist the president is making the wrong move by federalizing the police department.
This is about the president playing king, trying to be the authoritarian leader, the dictator. He sees a little opening in the law here.
And again, once the 30-day period is up, Congress could authorize an extension. It's unclear, though, if that's going to happen, Bill.
Hey, David, thank you for that. Talk to you throughout the day here. David Spunt, D.C., thank you. Dana?
And we want to bring in Charlie Hurd. Of course, he is the host of Fox and Friends Weekend, and we want to get your take on it because you're a D.C. guy, meaning that not like a D.C. guy, but you've lived there for a long time and you know it very well. You've worked there. Joe Scarborough had this to say.
I've had a lot of cars and bikes stolen, yes.
I know, I know. And trees, don't forget the trees. But Joe Scarborough talked about some of the journalists down there. Watch here.
This is an interesting thing where I'll hear, I actually heard from a reporter when this has happened going, well, if he doesn't overreach, this is actually a good thing for quality of life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because D.C. right now, I had this happen to my family and I had that, and they go down the list. And then saw him tweet something completely different. So D.C., there has been a problem in D.C.
I mean, at least he's calling him out on it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of interesting because, of course, nobody knows the depth of the problem more than those of us in the media who have worked in D.C. and lived in D.C. for a long time, because we have endured a lot of the crime. Everybody knows somebody that has been held up, has been mugged, and of course, we all know people who have endured far worse things personally we know. And so it's kind of interesting, and I do think that one of the reasons that the White House press conference the other day was so jam-packed is because on a personal level, so many people who cover the political news are deeply invested in this, and they are kind of curious about it. I think it's interesting the immediate reaction from Democrats is to object to it, and you do have to kind of wonder because, of course, if they, it wasn't that long ago that these same people were talking about wanting to make D.C. a state because you would assume because they want to help the place. But I don't think that's what they're interested in. I think at the end of the day, they're just interested in making D.C. a state because they want the power, but they don't really have any solutions to fix any of it. And Donald Trump comes along and says, hey, I'm going to try this. It's something different for sure. And maybe he'll have some success.
Charlie, what do you think of this story about the crowds on demand? Literally renting people for the day or for the evening. That's up 400% in terms of paid protester requests. That's Washington, D.C. I assume they come from Northern Virginia or parts of Maryland. What do you know about this, and will we see them?
Yeah, so and we've already seen some reports that that these crowds have been activated right now to protest this right here, what you're seeing, I think, on the screen there from, I guess that's Monday, and it's another reminder that there are massive, heavily bankrolled interests who are interested in this is a major political story for those people. This is not a matter of basic safety, which is all it should be for politicians. You would think that politicians could agree, whether you're Democrat or Republican, whether these people vote for you or don't vote for you, you would want the safest federal city on earth. You would want people to be able to go to school without being worried about getting mugged or worse. But for whatever reason, and I've wondered a lot about it over the years. I can't give you an answer to it, but for some reason there is massive amounts of money, very wealthy interests that are deeply invested in keeping this chaos going and opposing even the most commonsensical solutions to real problems that affect real people.
It's interesting to imagine that their biggest fear is that crime goes down. And I know what the statistics are. I don't need any lectures on it. Pirro answered that for me. I wanted to ask you about this as well because President Trump is going to head over to the Kennedy Center. He posted this: tremendous work is being done and money being spent on bringing it back to the absolute top level of luxury, glamour, and entertainment. It had fallen on hard times physically, but will soon be making a major comeback. That's a nice little jewel there, part of D.C., and a lovely bit of architecture, and he aims to make it better and is headed over there today.
And I think of this as being a lot like the situation with crime. All of us who have covered politics, that have sort of paid attention, lived in Washington, D.C., know that the Kennedy Center is a true gem. It is in one of the most spectacular places in the country. The views of the Potomac River and across are absolutely spectacular. And if you've been there, first of all, you talk about getting robbed, you get mugged if you buy a ticket for anything at the Kennedy Center. And it is run down, it is drab. And so this is another one of those things where I think the president looks at this and says, you know what, this should be the crown jewel that it really is, and wants to do something. And then you wind up with opponents rooting for it not to be a spectacular, clean place where it's also totally inaccessible, by the way, where you get the most amazing attractions that everybody can enjoy.
So we will see. The word's leaked out, hasn't it? Like some of the
names?
I
didn't see them. I was studying other things.
Maybe a rock and roll band that used to paint their face like it was Halloween every time. I'll give you a hint on that. And maybe a great legendary.
I heard it's going to be Bill Hemmer.
No, it will not. But my middle name is George, and that is your clue for another one of the who will be announced today.
Okay. We'll see. I don't know. I'm
whoa,
terrible
whoa,
at
you
this
guys
trivia.
don't have any guesses here?
No,
we'll
I don't.
Tuned.
I have no
Kiss
guesses.
and George Strait.
Obviously that one was fine.
Okay,
George Strait?
George Strait.
George Strait deserves it.
Keep an eye on him.
Thanks,
Thank you, Charlie. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Bob.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.